First pitch there, missing up high to Prychek. And Jones comes back inside, missing low this time. The count 2-0. Foul tip there. 91-mile-an-hour fastball from Hunter Jones. The count 2-1 on Prychek, 2 down. And 2-2 now. As the off-speed pitch seems to have these guys fooled, at least for now. First time through the lineup. And he strikes out the side, does Hunter Jones. That's 4 strikeouts on the night in 2 complete innings. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. 1.5 in the books, and the Gulls coming to bat.
Everybody say hello to Jerry and Andrew tonight. Also of note, Andrew is a veteran of the game on both the National Thank you very much. We got a couple of dozen veterans here on Saturday, on Tuesday. We will celebrate them as well. Andrew and Jerry enjoy the Canadian Tire Ski Swap here at Oakville.
Welcome back as Matt Brandt steps into the batter's box and sends a liner out to left field, but Silas Hilton is right there and he puts his glove on it for the first out. So that'll bring up the shortstop, number 16, Rowan O'Connor. That comes in at about 74 miles an hour for a strike. The count 1-1 on O'Connor, and he sends this right back up the middle. And it's going to be a close play over at first, but they got him. Rydell Adair with a good play over at short to make the play for the second out of the inning.
Center fielder, number 12, Noah.
And that'll bring up the top of the order, Noah Connings. He flew out to right field to lead things off here in the game, and he sends this down the left field line, but that's going foul. 0-1 the count on Connings. 1-0 Gulls lead the Swift Current 57s. Waiting for the ball to be retrieved. It is now retrieved, so yeah, you don't want to be having a player out there looking for a baseball. This is back to Adair at short, and a strong throw across. And I'm waiting for the call by first base umpire Trevor Stoyko, and it was an out. So a 3 up, 3 down inning for Ratcliffe. No runs on no hits, nobody left on base. We are through 2 complete, and Gulls with a 1-0 lead.
Stephanie and Lynn are joining Courtney from the Gulls Gift Foundation. They are making their way around the top course and up to the suites. If you want to get tickets for tonight's draw, on any one of those 3 local lanes, or you can buy here at the Gulls Gift Foundation community corner. If you want to get in on that draw, don't walk home with a couple grand or more when we get pocket tonight. Buy your tickets to get in.
One nothing, Sylvan Lake Gulls lead the Swift Current 57s. Here we are in the top half of the 3rd inning. Luis Ayala, the catcher, will lead things off, and he takes that first pitch for a strike. Hunter Jones, after giving up a hit on his very first pitch, has struck out the last 4 batters. I think that might have annoyed him, maybe. 1-1 the count on Ayala. David Jinks, the second baseman, is the batter on deck, and the number 9 hitter tonight is the shortstop, Rydell Adair. This is out to right field, and Simon Baker jogs in, makes the play, and 1 out, just like that. That'll bring up David Jinks, the second baseman. Swing and a miss there. That missing outside. 1-1 the count on Jinks. Top of the 3rd. 1 down, nobody on base. Gulls leading 1-0 here. Jim Plaggett flying solo, which is, you know, it's a dangerous thing for me. 1-2 the count on Jinks, and that misses outside. The count even at 2. The crowd's buzzing. It's Saturday night. It's sun shining at a lake. Baseball being played. Mother Nature, thank you. We appreciate that, because you were pretty nasty the other night. Full count on Jinks. And he takes a walk to bring up the number 9 hitter, the shortstop, Rydell Adair.
The shortstop, number 9, Rydell Adair.
I noticed the 57s do the same thing as the Gulls, and somebody gets a treat when they get down to first base. Don't know what it is. Could be gummies. Could be well, probably just gummies, because I don't think you want a hard candy in your mouth when you're trying to steal a base. That might end up bad. The 0-1 pitch misses low and outside. 1 down with a base runner over at first. Hunter Jones on the mound for your Sylvan Lake Gulls. And that goes past the bat of Rydell Adair. The count 1-2 on him. Misses outside to even the count at 2-2. Top of the order, Silas Hilton, with the only base hit of the game so far, is on deck. That's right to Rowan O'Connor. He could, and they do, double up. David Jinks on first base. So a timely double play for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Gets Hunter Jones out of a jam. We are through 2.5. The Gulls with a 1-0 lead, and they are coming to bat. Bottom of the third inning, Gulls with a 1-0 lead over Sylvan Lake. Jim Claggett here on FloCollege doing the broadcast. Cale Clark at a wedding this evening, not his, but he is at a wedding this evening, so I'm flying solo. 1-0 the count on Bachman, and he grounds this one down to second. That's David Jinks, and he pulls the first baseman, Gus Cohen, off the bag with that throw, so an error to the second baseman gets the Gulls a base runner there in the form of Brooks Bachman. That'll bring up the second baseman, Jaden Flores. That pitch misses inside for ball one. Riker Ratcliffe still on the mound for the Swift Current 57s. He had a rough start to this game, giving up 4 walks in that first inning. But it only cost him 1 run. So sometimes those walks can be a little more costly. So they have left him in the game for now. And a called strike there. 2-1 the count on Flores. 1 down here, or not 1 down. We've got 1 man on base in the form of Brooks Bachman, who got on an error to the second baseman. And that's foul tipped, and Bachman, I don't think, realizes that it was fouled, so he has to head back to first. Two and two the count on the Gulls' second baseman. Jimmy Pelche, the designated hitter, is on deck. And a good pitch there by Riker Ratcliffe to strike out Jaden Flores for the first out of the inning. Him and Pelche exchange a little bit of information there on what that pitch might have been. So we know Jimmy Pelche has got some pop in that bat of his, as he showed that off the other night. And a stolen base attempt by Bachman, but a good strong throw by Luis Ayala nails Bachman at the bag for the second out. And that clears the bases, and with 2 down there, Peltier is behind 0-1. Make that 0-2. So as I was talking to other people about the league, I always say, you know what, don't let a record fool you, because anybody can beat anybody on any given night. And a strikeout there by Riker Ratcliffe to bring the inning to a close. No runs on no hits and nobody left on base. We are complete through 3. Gulls with a 1-0. Welcome back to Gulls Field at Pagato Park. Jim Claggett here on FloCollege Live. The Sylvan Lake Gulls with a 1-0 lead over the Swift Current 57s. Hunter Jones on the mound. He'll be facing the top of the order. Silas Hilton, Gus Cohen, and then Wilmer Enriquez. This will be the second time through the lineup for the 57s and facing Hunter Jones. One thing they found out about Hunter is that his off-speed pitch is working quite well this evening. And another called strike there. The count 1-2 on Silas Hilton. The 1-2 pitch in for a called strike. And yet another strikeout for Hunter Jones. That's 5 on the night for the young man from Edmonton. And speaking of young men from Edmonton, I have none other than the father of the pitcher, Mr. Hunter Jones, Mr. Shane Jones. Thank you for joining us. I'm not sure. At this point, you are not, but we'll figure that out. So just hang tough with me there, buddy.
No problem.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, am I there?
You're alive now.
Sorry, I was late. My wife and daughter had me do a concession run.
Before you go, I want this, and this, right?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, I've been there.
Yes.
Been there, done that.
But the lineups were quick, so good job by the staff here, and I got up here
There
just
you
in
go.
time.
All
Yeah.
right, nice plug there. Gus Cohen, the first baseman, steps in to face Hunter. 0-2 count here, and that misses high. So, Dad, your assessment of the offspring to this point?
I think he's pitching well so far. It's good to see. He likes pitching here at home, and yeah, so far so good. So hope I don't jinx him by coming up here.
Okay, well, you know what? If it starts going south, you're out of here. Okay?
Just beat it.
And just say, just shut off your mic, and you can sit here and watch for a while if you want.
Yeah, no problem.
Kind of thing. And we won't tell Hunter anything. So, There we go. Well, thank you for coming up here and joining me.
No problem.
Gulls with a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 4th inning. But so far, it's been kind of a mixed bag of things out there on some defense from the Gulls and some not so good pitching on Miller or the 57s. But
he recovered well after that.
Yeah.
After the first inning. Wish we would have scored a few more off the loaded bases. But hey, that's what happens, right?
And sometimes you've been around the game long enough.
Yep.
You could see that. I mean, you bases loaded. If you don't cash one or two or all three of them in, it can come back to haunt you, can't it?
Yeah, it can.
And it usually does for some karma.
Well, hopefully they can get on one here and get out of this inning and put some up on the board.
Put something back up on the board. And a called third strike.
Oh, that player didn't like that.
Gus Cohen did not appreciate that call. He was about 20 feet from home plate when he got rung up on that one. He thought he had a walk.
Yeah, painted the corner on that one. From up here, yeah, you can see it a lot better. I mean, I'm not at home right now watching on the screen, but you can see from up here just where that hit. That's nice.
So that's 2 down. And again, another strikeout. That's 6 on the evening for Hunter.
Yeah, good for him. It was a bit of a slow start for him this season. He was a little ticked off at himself, but he's coming around, so it's good to see.
Now, you mentioned the slow start. Now, I know some of the background behind this, and I don't know if this was the sole reason, but Hunter did not play much down south this year,
Yeah,
did he?
no, it was more of a redshirt option this year, and he was probably the best intra-squad pitcher they had down there, that's for sure. He wishes he would have played too, but yeah, no, got his schooling done and then headed back up here. He was really looking forward to getting going. So
now, what kind of impact? I mean, obviously we see the evidence of it. I mean, the slow start, but mentally, what does that do to a player when they don't play and they're not fresh?
Yeah, I mean, they can train as hard as they want, but there's nothing like pitching to live batters in the game. That was pretty close to ticking them there, but
whoa.
Most teams are yelling at their player, wear that. But,
wear that.
Yeah, wear that one.
That was my head. I don't think so. And the first walk given up by Hunter Jones this evening, and that's to Wilmer Henriquez. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jose Ayala. So, did you have a conversation with Hunter and just kind of talk him off the ledge sort of thing?
Oh, yeah. It's, go out there and have fun. Just stick to what you're doing. He's throwing bullpens. He said he had a great bullpen this week, so he was looking forward to this game.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, it's, I mean, what am I going to tell him that he doesn't know anyways, right?
Well, your dad.
Yeah, I mean, you just give him all the support you can and advice. My advice means nothing. I mean, I coached him for years, but after he hit 18, it was like, okay.
Yeah.
I've done all I can do. It's time to hit the pros now, hit the professional coaches.
I'm turning you off now. I don't get your signal anymore.
Yeah.
So, okay. I'm deaf in that ear when it comes to, okay, well, that's good to know. That's grounded back to Hunter Jones, and he underhands it over to first. And that brings the inning to a close. In spite of the walk, nothing happens with that. So 3.5 in the books right now. Gulls with a 1-0 lead, and they are coming to bat. Welcome back, Jim Claggett and Shane Jones, father of the man on the mound, Hunter Jones. So when you watch your son pitch, are you like the nervous parent? Yep. You didn't even let me get that out. Yep.
It doesn't seem to get any better. It's driving me nuts. So when I was coaching though, we were coaching here in the Calgary Babe Ruth League, Baseball Alberta, and when I was coaching, I always had something to do. So while he was pitching, it didn't bother me, and I was always, checking out the rest of the players in the field and manage, just kind of the manage. But when I'm just a fan and watching him, it's like,
don't do this. What are you doing there?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like I said to you earlier before the game when you nicely invited me up, and I was like, okay, well, if Hunter's doing okay, maybe.
Well, but now you also made a deal with him. Can you share us the payola that might be changing hands?
Yeah, he was walking to get his Rob to give him his little physio before the game, get his arm going, and I just kind of said to him I was having a Sawback beer actually because they're sponsoring the games tonight.
Yep, Sawback, great bunch of people.
And I said $10 a strikeout tonight. Just kind of as he was walking by it, he just looks at me and goes, "For real?"
Well, you're down 60 right now.
I know. Like, what's
not that I'm wanting to put it.
Nice
Rowan
play.
O'Connor with a nice play on the run, throwing across his body, across the diamond. Yep. There's a young man that's got some skill as well.
Nice stretch
Rowan
there,
O'Connor.
too.
And Matt Brandt over at first, going down and digging that one out of the dirt as they get Braxton Vale
very nice
on the ground ball there. So you're out 60, but like you said,
hey, happily, not a problem at all.
Reverse psychology.
We didn't even know we were coming until last night when I saw him charting in the dugout. And so after the game, I said, "Saw you charting. Are you starting tomorrow?" And he wrote back, "Yep, I got the start." So I said, "Okay, we'll see you tomorrow." So the family packed up and we came down here, and then all good so far. We're coming to Canada Day game too. So
okay. Yeah.
So that'll be fun too because this was the first time ever, I believe, that the Gulls have hosted a Canada Day game. Unless they did their very first year.
I think we might have.
Because Hunter wasn't here that year, so. But looking forward to it. It should be good.
Absolutely. You know what? If there's one thing that stands out above the baseball action itself, it's how the Gulls treat the fans here and give them something between innings and as a game exposure kind of thing, if you want to put a different word on it. But, it's just it makes them and the sponsors get their money's worth, I think, in my opinion. When they come in, they sponsor a game, they get in front of a lot of eyes.
Yep.
And there's probably about 1,400 people here tonight.
Oh, at least I would say. It's a good turnout. Yep. The berm's full. I think on both sides, actually. Pretty full on that side, too. Yep.
I love seeing that. That's such a great vision. Or visual, I should say. Full count here on Casey Prychuk, the designated hitter. 2-0 Gulls lead it here in the 5th inning.
All right, let's see if he can win and see if Hunter can win this one.
That's when he gets to that full count. Does he have a mindset, a pitch? This is the one I trust all the time.
Probably, but a lot of their pitches, depending on the game and the catcher, kind of gets called by the coaching too. I think.
Yeah.
So it's what the coaches call, and we won that one, so that's good.
That was a good pitch to throw because it's right in the glove of Jaden Flores, and he makes the play over to Matt Brandt, and we are 2 outs here in the top half of the 5th inning. Sylvan Lake with a 2-0 lead. Now we talked as I was coming into the stadium tonight, Shane, and I said, the league has gotten to a point where it doesn't matter what Swift Current's record is, doesn't matter what Sylvan's record is. Anybody can beat anybody, and I know it's cliche, but I really think that is true in this season of WCBL.
This season especially, we were talking about. You're right. The Eastern teams are really good this year. Anybody could beat anybody at any time. So there's a square. That might be a double.
Depends right down the line, but that's Simon Baker in right.
Great job by him.
And there's the throw.
Oh, he's got an arm.
Yeah, I think that was the old, hey, guys on the bench, watch this.
Yep.
You going to run? No, you're not going to run. So
he made a beautiful catch in the first inning, that diving catch out to center field, and wow, I was like, is he going to make it? And then nice little dive and catch. So good to see. This team, when they're on defensively, tough to beat.
And they have to be on defensively. They can't afford, in my opinion, they can't afford to give any freebies out here. This is ground to O'Connor for one,
right there.
And a little flip to Jaden Flores. And that brings the inning to a close. So the defense is taking the place and helping out because the offense is still a little slow right now. We're going to the bottom of the fifth. Gulls with a 2-0. Welcome back. Rowan O'Connor will lead things off here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Gulls with a run in the first without getting a base hit, and then the run in the fourth was definitely a base hit. One hopper off the fence into the parking lot by Simon Baker for a solo home run. And that's where we stand right now. Gulls with 2 runs on just the 1 base hit, and
That's
they got 2 base hits now as Rowan O'Connor strokes this into shallow left field.
Nice little swing there. Good job.
To lead things off. So we like to hear when we understand and we hear that people are watching at home.
Yes.
And we appreciate that. And you've got somebody very special watching at home right now.
Yeah, Hunter's grandpa, my dad's watching right now. At least if he's not in the washroom right now. Hey, right, Dad?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah, he couldn't make it today, so I was like, hey, watch the game at home. He's like, absolutely. So
there you go.
And it's the Flow Sports this year instead of what we were using in the past. And so far, so good. And yeah, no, it's been great.
That's good.
Yeah, wasn't great watching the boys in Saskatchewan as that much just due to that road trip. But
no, you know, and
it happens.
It does happen, and I've talked to the guys, and they flush it and just move on.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's all you can do. If you let it eat away at you, you're just not.
There was only was only really 2 games I felt that they shouldn't have won. They just got they had some errors, just didn't hit. But then there was other games. They were in every other game, and a couple of bounces differently, and might have had a couple more wins.
That's right. Yeah, and that's exactly what these guys have said. That was their assessment too. Is
get in the hole. There we go.
And there's a base hit by the leadoff hitter Noah Connings.
Good contact hitter.
He is, and he's got the glove to back up his defense, and he can run.
Yep. Nice to see. That's good. They got something going here, so let's see if they can cash some of these runners.
Now Brooks Bachman steps in now to face Riker Ratcliffe, who done a pretty good job, as you mentioned, after that wonky kind of first inning.
Yeah, he's recovered nicely.
But we saw that last night with Josh Tucker.
Yep. Perfect example. Yep, same thing.
He had the wonky inning, and his defense and his offense pulled him out of that hole, and he came back out and pitched well the next 2 or 3 innings, using the off-speed stuff too. They just decided, okay, that's working.
This league, guys can hit 90 to 95. They don't have a problem. They love. I was watching in the first inning. One of their players was sitting on Hunter's fastball. Yeah. He struck him out with the off-speed. So it's that's how good these players are now, and getting better.
That's some good insight. As Bachman tries to lay down a bunt for the second time, and it goes foul. 0-2 the count on the Gulls' third baseman tonight.
You know what I used to do when I was coaching a lot? If my player was a good bunter, and I know it, if it goes foul on the third bunt attempt, he's out. Yeah, I'd do it anyway. I mean, you're already there. You might as well. They're not waiting for a bunt now. They think you're swinging.
You know what? That's not a bad time to bunt if you are a good bunter.
Yeah, exactly. It depends on what part of the game you're in, of course, but.
No, this is, again, my own opinion, but tell me if I'm way off base here. No pun intended. Well, maybe it was.
That was good.
I
like
usually,
it. Yeah.
usually when there's a pun, I intend it.
It's a dad joke. I'm
It
all about the
is.
dad
You're
jokes.
all about
Yeah.
it. We're on the same
Yep.
same page here.
Totally.
So the skill of bunting seems to have disappeared in Major League Baseball.
Yeah. They just don't do it anymore. They're all such good hitters, right?
Yeah.
But I love small ball. I love when they start bunting guys around, and it always drives me nuts when nobody out, guys on first and second, and you can't get them over to third base.
Yeah.
Oh.
Manufacture a run.
Yes, exactly.
Well, that doesn't seem to happen. Mind you, now they're using their legs a little more, stealing more bases this year.
There we go. That's a hit.
Ripped into the right field corner by Brooks Bachman, and that's going to clear the bases.
Your back's going to score
Yep.
too.
He's going to.
Oh, no, he held him.
They held him over at third. Wyatt McKnight not taking any chances on that.
Yeah, nobody out. Yeah, I can
Nobody
see,
out.
Yeah. So second and third now, nobody out. So not
And
horrible.
Brooks Bachman's going, hey, you took an RBI away from me. But I'm sure the coach will explain to him why he took the RBI.
You couldn't have hit that in a better. That's a perfect left hand pull down the right field line, and yep, great job.
There you go. So bases second and third, and Jaden Flores, who hit
Hit a dandy last night.
oh boy, that left the bat in a hurry.
Yep.
It got out of here.
And it wasn't like a perfect right down the pipe. The guy made a pretty good pitch. It kind of was tailing inside, and he just turned on it.
He's a good young player, Jaden Flores. He came in and he played third base the first game, and the first ball hit to him, he airmailed it over first base, and he's like, oh, okay. He just kind of looked at the dirt and just said, okay, settle down. And
Yep.
sure enough, he settled down after that, and then the bat started getting going, and now he's so smooth over at second base, and he's got the bat working.
It's been working well.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a pretty nice, little high, but nice pitch.
This is high, and 1-1 the count on Flores. 3-0 Gulls lead it here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. Jim Claggett along with Shane Jones, former Global TV personality. I'm with Global TV royalty here.
That was now 11 years ago.
11 years,
when I signed off for the last time. Well, except I had a guest at Kevin O'Connell, my weather guy, for all those years. He had a little going away retirement, and I got back on the TV that day. It was kind of fun. It was like kind of deja vu. I hadn't been there in 10 years.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. Yeah, Kevin. Well, I worked with Kevin over at. Well,
you worked with a lot of my coworkers.
I was right there with them, I guess. Just after.
Cliff Harris, right?
Cliffy, yeah.
And his wife Darcy. Did you work with Darcy too? Yeah.
Yes, Cliff and Darcy were there.
No, they're doing well too. Still up in Edmonton.
Cliff, Cliff is much younger than me.
Yes, and me.
and you, yeah. He's much younger than most of us.
He's getting up there, but he's
that's good.
A little younger.
So here's my Cliff Harris story as we 3-1 count here on Jaden Flores with runners on second and third. And he draws the walk.
Good eye.
Which gives me time to tell my story now. So we were playing golf at Black Bull.
Yep.
Which is about 45 minutes, well, maybe an hour
course.
drive. Yeah, it's a tough course too. And so we got up early in the morning. It was my day off and Cliff's day off, so we went out golfing. I said, okay. So I drove out there, and we get to Black Bull. We play our 18 holes, have a bite to eat, and we're driving home, and I'm like 15 minutes on the road, and I look over, and he's dead asleep. I said, wait a minute, you're 20-something.
Exactly.
I should be the one falling asleep here on the ride home from a golf course there, buddy. It's not, and we rode a cart. It's not like you walked. So
I'm sure there was no drinks in the cart either.
None.
Or nothing all day.
Nothing at all. No. We're professionals.
Okay, I believe you. Sort of.
Sort of. Aiming fluid.
That's right. Yeah. Ooh, nice pitch.
Big swing there by Jimmy Pelche.
Okay, Jimmy.
0-2 the count.
Protect now.
On the DH. With nobody out here and runners on second and third. On first, second, and third.
Yeah, loaded bases.
I should have looked over it first.
Just a little poke.
Oh, and that off-speed pitch.
Got him.
Yeah, got him, yep. A strikeout there by Riker Ratcliffe for the first out of the inning. That's his second strikeout of the night.
Yeah, their bullpen's going hard too here, getting ready, so.
Yeah, I think this is, well, he's at 77 pitches.
Yeah.
So, when we see them upwards of 70 to 80 times coming, even if they're pitching well.
Yep.
Not many guys go to the 100. What about you when you see Hunter, and this gets
There he
through
goes.
the wickets of Luis Ayala, and Noah Connings crosses the plate easily.
We'll take it. With Hunter, yeah, with pitch
Yeah.
count, just because of the fact that he's always been a starter pretty much his whole baseball career. He's a 100 guy, like he can go 100.
Okay.
Depending on, it always depends on the game, of course, what's happening. But yeah, he's not like a fireballer that comes in for one inning. They've never had him do that before. So
Okay.
I actually sometimes like to see him do that. But yeah, no, he's more of that starter kind of. There we go.
There's Aiden Macaris. He's going to get a couple of RBIs here. As the Gulls bats have come to life here.
He hits the ball hard.
Oh,
Fun fact, a nice young lady sat down next to my wife and me down here on the berm, and we were chatting with her, and she's, oh, I'm Aiden's fiance.
okay, yeah.
We're
at
like,
that.
oh, Hunter's the pitcher's ours, and so we had a nice little chat there. So yeah, no, he's a solid kid.
He's a gym rat. He's a gym rat.
Yeah.
The other day, he was out in the left field as they were warming up, and he was trying to do a push-up with Matt Brandt, the first baseman, on his back.
On his back.
Yeah, he couldn't do it, but he tried.
Yeah.
And I think that's the kind of personality that Aiden has is, give me something to try, and I'll try it.
Yeah, I think it was when we dropped Hunter off here on the first game night or something. We met him, and my wife was like, "You look like Tom Selleck." So now every time I see him or his name, I think of Magnum PI. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to bring that up to him. Then the other night, we had a young man come in from California, Jacob, and he's got the long flowing locks.
Yes,
We call him Thor.
That's exactly what we
that
said.
was natural.
I go, look at Thor here. Who's this kid? And then because I hadn't seen him yet, so because he had just arrived. But yeah, he had a nice little outing, his first time too.
He pitched well. And that's the thing is that we don't see some of these guys for a bit because they're on the road, or else
Right.
they just don't fit into the plan at this time with regards to that game and then where they are in the game. So we have a new pitcher, and I'm trying to turn around there. There we go, 33. We're at good timing there, buddy. Turning around. This is Justin
lefty.
Puello.
Justin Fluello.
Puello.
Puello. There we go.
Puello. Justin Puello comes in for Riker Radcliffe.
He went about 80 pitches almost on the nose there, but yeah, we finally got to him, so that was good to see. And that's what you see in this league a lot too, is if the starters can get to that 5th, 6th inning, these batters get through the lineup 2 or 3 times, and they're all good enough. They know what you throw, so it's they start catching up with you, and that's where the coaches have a decision to make.
That's right. And boy, if you got a guy throwing a no-no and he's coming to the 9th.
And that happened just the other night for us. Who was that?
That was Bob.
That was Bob, right. Bob, he was pitching a great game. And I was at home, but for some reason, obviously because you guys weren't saying anything about a no-hitter, and I wasn't paying attention. And then I'm like, wow, he's still in there. Okay. And then as soon as he gave up the first hit, you guys mentioned it, and then he kind of got the pull there. But he pitched great.
Here's the inside story on that. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but apparently somebody on the bench said, hey, Bob's got a no-hitter going.
Better not have been. No, it wouldn't be Hunter.
No, it wouldn't have been.
Pitchers would never do that to each other.
I don't think it was a pitcher. It was. I think it was a position player. So I'll narrow it down for you, but I'm not going to say who it was.
Yeah.
Because now they may have been joking, and say, "Whoops."
I got a question.
Okay.
And maybe you guys have discussed this, and I might have known this, but I didn't look it up. What is a 57? Is this the year they came into existence, Swift Current, like this team? Like,
no.
What is a 57?
Now we did look this up. I think the second year in the league, because that was my same question. What is the 57s? And I think it was, and I'm going to be dead
look at
wrong.
Simon Baker laying on the bunt.
Look at this. So he can do just about everything.
And that's a beautiful surprise attack on the defense, because you're not after you hit a home run last time up to bat.
Yeah.
You're not expecting that.
Is the guy going to lay one down perfectly down the third baseline? No. Oh, he just did.
Yep.
So, no, the 57s. Now I'm going to have to. I'm going to Google it in
Google
between
that?
innings.
I can do that too. You're busy. Here, let me Google it.
Am I busy?
Yeah, no, you're busy. Yeah, you do.
I still haven't worked a day in my life, Shane.
I know. You're lucky.
I know. 40 years in media and then 5 years doing this, and my wife says, "Are you ever going to get a job?" No. It's a little late now to ask, you know.
Exactly.
So,
When you're having fun, it's never a job, right?
That's right. And you know as well as I do, the job that we did as reporters,
Yep.
you were talking to people, asking them
Yeah.
questions and hearing their stories.
Learning
and that's
something
never a
new
bad thing.
all the time. I love that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you get to do some cool things. And remember when the Indy races were in Edmonton?
Oh yeah.
I
got to go in the car.
I got to go in the car. So they had like the double seater, so you basically were spooning the the driver. You were in a cocoon kind of. But man, I'll tell you, I've never. My heart rate was unbelievable. Like I can't even explain how fast it was. It was ridiculous.
Oh, I can only imagine in one of those cars.
Yeah.
You know, oh yeah, I'm only in second gear.
Yeah. Well, we did 3 laps, and the first lap I was scared enough, and then the second lap he goes, "Okay, hold on." I'm like, "What?"
Oh, hold on.
And then on the third lap, we literally were skidding around corners, jumping like the back tires were.
Oh,
so
what
yeah,
a feeling.
nice pitch.
2-2 the count on Trip Ray, who hit a monster shot to dead center field, but a great catch by Jose Ayala out in center field. If that's anywhere other than center field, it was a home run.
He is another big boy.
Yes, and very polite.
Yep, great. They're
all these
great
guys,
kids. Yep.
and the guys from Texas, for sure. Yeah, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, sir. I'm like,
Matty Fung stopped by on the way down the berm today, came up and talked to my wife and I. He recognized us, and he's like, "Hey, how's the guys? I think great to be here." You know, he's just a great kid, too. So
I'm trying to remember, and everybody was on the move there as Trip Ray fouls that off on a full count. Everybody was, we go over the years of Gulls players that have come through here, and I got to think there's probably been 150 different kids, maybe 175 in that area.
Mm-hmm.
And there hasn't been one that we got, not sure about this guy. So
my wife's they're waving to us, Jim. You better wave back.
Oh, I better wave back.
They're waving. Yeah, there they go. nice take.
There we go. There we go. Okay, have to wave to the masses here.
I'm doing too much multitasking. I'm still trying to find out why they're called the 57s here.
I think it had something to do with the convenience store, but I could be wrong. That seems to be rattling around in my empty head here.
Yep.
So Matt Brandt comes in here. He is the 9th batter to come to bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Gulls have put up 4 on this one.
Here we go. I got it.
Okay.
I'll tell you after the next pitch.
Justin Puello has come in, by the way. If I didn't mention it, I think I did, but if I didn't, I apologize. He's come in and taken over for Riker Ratcliffe. Justin is from the Bronx.
Wow.
New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a culture shock, hey? The Bronx to Swift Current, Saskatchewan.
You think?
Oh, he painted the corner on that one.
0-2 the count. Oh, that was a strikeout for Matt Brandt.
On January 10th, 2017, the Swift Current Baseball Club rebranded itself as the 57s, and it honors 57 years of Swift Current Indians baseball.
Okay.
That was the team name before they became the 57s.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, that is great information. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Doing your reporter skills.
It took a while.
Well,
I got it.
You type like I do.
Yeah, exactly.
Like every other reporter.
Here's a hit. Is going to get through.
No. Force over at second. And that brings the inning to a close as Rowan O'Connor grounds out. But the Gulls put up 4 runs here in the bottom half of the 5th inning.
Nicely
they
done.
have a 6-0 lead over Swift Current as we head to the top half of the 6th. All right, here we go. We are back.
Back at her. Hunter's still out there.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's still out there. You like that?
Sure. As long as he keeps pitching well, I have no problem with it.
It's hard on your wallet, but right Aladair grounds out to second for the first out. One pitch, one out. So, economy, one pitch, one out. You keep doing that. He'll probably last till the ninth inning if he keeps doing that. Do you get worried when you see him
the only time I get
a little bit?
the only time I get worried is if he gets hit.
Yeah.
You've seen it. You guys seen him get hit in the leg and in the groin and you name it. He's probably been hit, and I'm just like, I don't know if that's just he gets that for me, bad luck or what. But
well, now were you here when he did the deflection
I was
towards first?
Yeah, and he yells out, "Kick save!"
Kick
or something.
save, yeah.
Kick save.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah, he likes coming up here and talking with you guys. After he does, he always makes sure he calls me and he's like, "Hey, did you see me? I was up in the booth again."
I created a monster when I started doing that.
Hey, that's great. All the kids, all the players that come up here, they do a great job. They have fun
Their
with it.
insight is so cool.
Yeah.
Yours is definitely cool as well, and not sure what happened there, but
That was he booted that one.
spike it. Anyway, 3-1 the count on the top of the order. Silas Hilton, who is led things off with a base hit back in the first inning. First pitch he saw.
That's right.
And Hunter battles back, brings the count full now against the left fielder, Silas Hilton.
Let's see if he can get one in there and let our defense do the work.
Well, the sun is shining, people are happy, the Gulls are winning, and another strikeout.
Got
and
him.
$10 out of the wallet of Shane Jones.
I didn't really think about that too well, did I?
It's for the cause, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Not a problem at all.
It's all good. It's all good. The reverse psychology seems to be working.
He's doing it on purpose to me. That's what he's doing.
I bet you he is.
I'm okay with that.
You know what? I wouldn't doubt it if he went over to the other side and said, "Listen, if we're up a lot and you're at bat, I'm going to
split
kill
it
you,
with you."
and
Yeah.
I give you $5 out of this."
You guys get 5%.
Yeah. He wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
anyway.
I know.
It would cross his mind.
Yeah. Well, he's up to 85 pitches now, so yeah, he's getting up there. This might be his last inning.
We got some warm-ups going in the
Yep.
bullpen, so.
Oh, there's a nice
But
one.
he's as the kids would say, he's dealing.
He's dealing. Yep. Using all his pitches. That's good to see.
Yeah, I learned a new expression from Kai Rempel the other day when Kai was up here, and we were talking about something, and I did a movie reference, and he looked at me, he goes, "Oh, Jim," he says, "you got a deep bag." And I looked at him, I said, "Did he just insult me?" And a walk there,
Yep.
giving up. So we discussed it, and he said, "No, that means you've got a depth of
Depth
knowledge,
of knowledge, yes.
kind of thing." And Calvin's in my ear, and he said, "Well, back in my day, that wasn't a compliment."
Yeah. Yes, exactly. And I have a 13-year-old daughter now, and hearing the stuff that they all say, I'm just like, what?
What?
It's a whole new world. Yep.
Yep. So Cam Diaz is warming up in the bullpen for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Nice.
And I've yet to ask him about his name, because it's Cameron Diaz.
Oh, it was the first thing I noticed when he was brought onto the team, and I was just like, "Are we gonna get over there?" Nope.
Well, Matt Brandt can't track it down. So 1-1 the count on the third baseman Wilmer Enriquez.
He must have some good stories, Cam,
Oh.
about that growing up.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. And he is a character.
Yeah.
We were explaining to him about hockey. He had never seen hockey.
That's right. Okay, yeah, he's from way deep south, right?
Mm-hmm. Down in Texas.
Yep.
And he liked it. He says, but
Hunter
and
beamed him.
Plunks the guy. So that's base runners on first and second now.
Will
With
that
2 outs?
Will that
so.
bring Hape out, Coach Hape? Let's see.
He's on the dugout steps.
He's thinking about it.
He's looking at it and going,
He'll probably give him one more here, see if he can get out of this.
Yeah, he's going to give him this chance. And then, he's coming.
He's coming.
He's coming. Here we go. He's looking over. Cam, are you ready? And so, but he was asking, he says, how come they let them fight in hockey? I said, well, it's kind of been there all the time. He said,
Yeah.
and they just go at it, man. He said, it was pretty cool. And then one of the, Rob Banka's assistant, his intern, Kai,
Yep.
she played hockey over at the college. And she says, oh, yeah. He says, well, do you guys fight? He said, no, we have a full cage on, and, you know, nobody. I said, but the language, I reffed some of those college games, and the language from those ladies, you Chris your grandmother with that mouth, you know, that kind of thing. And Cam's going, what? No. And she goes, oh, yeah. We go in between periods and we're Googling the other team's players and seeing what their boyfriends are doing. And blah. I said, are you kidding me? No. So.
Oh, it looks like they're leaving him in for see if he can get out of this inning.
So do you think Hunter talked himself into staying, or Matt just said, okay, you got one more, let's see what you do with this guy?
Usually when Coach Hape comes out there, he's got his hand out just as he gets to the player, like, give me the ball.
Yeah. There's no question as to why I'm here.
So maybe he was just giving Cam a little more time to warm up as well. And
yeah.
I mean, with a 6-0 lead right now, you can give him a shot here and see if he can get out of it.
I think it was a time thing because Cam wasn't even throwing from the rubber in the bullpen. So I don't think although the other night they had Kai Rempel come in as Dylan Meitner had a scratch on his cornea. And he thought it was just something in his eye, and so he was rubbing it, and it just, of course, made it worse. And then, so Matt came over, hey Kai, you're starting.
You're starting, yeah. Pitchers love that.
Yeah. It's like, I'm what? I'm starting to do what? What?
Yeah.
What? Okay. 3-0 the count here on Jose Ayala, with runners on first and second. Gulls with a 6-0 lead here over the Swift Current 57s. And he comes in as Ayala is taking all the way, and a called strike there.
Yeah, this will be his last batter either way. So let's finish it off here and get out of it.
And that's already out of the dugout. The 3-1 pitch is fouled out of play, so he's got the count full now.
Yep.
So this is his little battle right now. I'm sure this is kind of how they look at it. This is my guy. I'm going to get him now.
Yeah, go get him right here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
off speed?
Yeah, thinking changeup.
Okay. Has he been working on anything in particular? Do you know?
I think his slider he's been working on. He's always had it, but there we go.
That
That's how you finish it. Yeah, he liked that. He was pretty pumped up.
He looks intense as he's coming off the field. But I love how his teammates are going to come out, and they know that was his last inning.
Yep.
And they're going, hey, way to go, buddy. You kept the shutout going. You only gave up 2 hits. You struck out $70 worth of players.
Yeah, my wife just texted me, you're going to be broke, and I'm laughing. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it is what it is, right?
Yeah, good to see. No, that's good. So hopefully we can keep getting the runs here.
We're through 5.5 here at Gulls Field. Gulls with a 6-0 lead. They're coming to bat. Well, we are back here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. 6-0, Sylvan Lake leads the Swift Current 57s, as we found out what the 57s is. So 57 years of Swift Current baseball.
Yeah, and to get away from the name that they had for a long time that
Yep.
a Major League Baseball team even got rid of that name. So
Yes, they
yes.
are now the Guardians.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So, you know what? And I'm okay with that. And some people
Yeah.
might not be, whatever. It's like, okay, you choose your own hill to die on. That's not going to be
Yep.
mine. So,
Yep.
so.
I actually heard a rumor, though, the other day about they might bring back the Chief Wahoo patch
Okay.
to put on their shoulder for some of their, maybe a third jersey or something like that. But whether that happens or not, we'll see.
Well, you know, I mean, it is just a patch. So I think there's bigger things to get upset about, I think. But that's just my own opinion. I don't have a dog in that fight, so my opinion doesn't count for much.
I got a question. As
Okay.
we're watching these pitches coming in.
Yeah. Full count here, by the way, on Noah Connings.
Yeah. Did we have the K-Man back this year, or is he just not here tonight, or is he? I haven't seen him, so.
He has not been around this year.
There's a good take, and free 90, as they call it, as the kids call it.
A free 90.
Free 90.
Is that the lingo too?
I hear that from the players. I've been hearing that since I was
Okay.
coaching. Yeah, free 90.
Yeah. You know, they seem to have a knack of creating their own
Totally.
ideas and their own languages.
Who was it a few years back? Was it Hank Dodson?
Oh.
Was it Duck Fart?
Duck
Was that
Fart, yeah.
The Duck Fart hits?
Yep.
And it's funny because I'd heard that before too.
Oh,
But,
had you?
but when you heard when he told you that, I started laughing because I was watching at home, and it was just like, that's awesome.
I said, did you just say duck fart?
Yeah.
And with that southern drawl, he steps on the bag.
Oh.
He gets one, but he's not going to get the second one as Connie.
Oh, he's sending them.
He's going to. Oh, no, no.
Oh, he wiped out.
He blew a tire.
Is he gonna get back?
Oh,
He got.
okay. That was a mess.
That was a little comedy of errors. Look at the bench; they're laughing. All the players are just killing themselves laughing.
Wyatt McKnight's going, okay, I didn't trip you, man. I didn't trip you.
So I don't know if you know this one, if players have told you this before. We probably don't ever. So some teams have a signal from their third base coach,
Okay.
where they try and psych out the defense, and they'll either point at the bag like they want you to stay, but they're
Yeah.
actually, the way they do it, the runner knows to keep going
Oh,
for home.
okay.
But then they're like, okay, he's going to throw it to third, right? So it's certain signals. They have trick plays that they pull off with that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
it's pretty neat.
Well, I learned something the other day, and I did not know this, and it happened in Major League Baseball. And then they had to explain, and I'm going, well, I was never aware of that. And,
Okay.
and now I am. But it was a fly ball. I think it was the Mets and the Dodgers.
Okay.
Anyways, it was a fly ball to center field, and the Mets Dodgers player was on second, and he tagged up and ran to third, but the Mets coaches were throw it to second. He left early, and they threw it to second, and the umpire went safe, and so they explained he doesn't have to actually catch it. As soon as it touches the glove,
Yep.
you can go. And that stops guys from bouncing the ball and running towards the infield and keeping a guy at the bag.
That's very interesting. Yeah.
But because they all saw him, because it hit his glove and it bounced up,
Yep.
and then he grabbed it.
Yep.
And Conforto tagged and ran to third.
Yep.
And he just stood there. He knew he had done the right thing. And I thought, well, there's a guy that read the rule
That's
book.
smart. Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
but then I asked Rob Allen, the crew chief for Alberta here. He says, yeah. He says we
Wow.
teach that in school all the time.
Very
So guys don't do that. And I don't think there's a player out there that would try and do it.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't get away with it because the umpires apparently know the rules. So
Yes.
that's good.
So we got runners on first and third.
There we go. Yeah, please do some
No,
little.
I
do
just
a
was
little
while you were marking something down. I just wanted to help you out there,
Thank
buddy.
you. Do a little play-by-play for me. if
Is
you
this
want.
Mr. Pelche up to bat here?
No, this is number 14,
Yep.
Jimmy Pelche.
He's got that little Soto kick,
Yes.
Juan Soto kick he
Yep.
does after a ball.
He does.
I was saying, the first time I saw him do it, I said, oh, if I was a pitcher, I would bean him so bad after that. Even Soto, when he does it, I'm
Yeah.
amazed they don't hit him.
So now here's the throw down.
Oh, the gunner tried to go back and catch him at third.
Yeah, and the Gulls have done this a lot, where they send the runner and they stop about 20 feet from second base and try and draw a throw from the catcher. But
Yep.
Luis Ayala wasn't biting on this one, because I've seen this a few times
Yeah.
where the guy does throw down and I think, well, why are you throwing? The guy on third is the danger.
You have to be, I mean, these catchers are good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. But when they do that, I'm always amazed they make that throw, because I think it's a 90% chance that runner from third is scoring.
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing.
Okay, so now you watch the games.
Yep.
Were you watching last night when the Brooks catcher threw down to first base twice when the first baseman was about 10 feet off the bag?
Oh, there's a high fly ball.
That's coming
Shallow,
down
though,
inside.
but he's got to run.
Yeah.
Not deep enough.
And Connings is not.
I
going
was.
to
Are you
run.
talking about the one where the first baseman hadn't even made it back to the base?
Yeah.
Yeah. He caught him by surprise, too, I think.
So I asked one of our catchers, Junior Garcia, I said, is that like a play or something? He goes, not one that I've ever seen.
Usually,
said,
usually the
okay.
first baseman's ready for that.
Well,
but
he gave the look. The first time he looked at his catcher and he went,
What are you
put his
doing?
arms out like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah.
I'm not even at the bag.
Yeah, and if they're not ready for it,
No.
yeah.
And then the next one cost them.
That's right. It
Because
went
there
off
was
our
base
guy.
runners.
That's right.
And they put them both in scoring position then. And then they came around and scored. So, well, it catches up to you, I guess. So.
Let's see if Aiden gets a pitch he can get a hold of.
And when he gets a hold of it,
Yep.
any car in that parking lot is in danger. So,
Was it Flores? Who hit the sign the other day?
Jaden Flores.
Jaden Flores, yeah.
Yeah.
I like when they hit that sign. That's pretty cool.
That's a $5 draft, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it reminds me of the Durham Bulls. When you hit the bull, you get a free steak dinner.
Oh, is
or
that what it was? Oh,
Remember
yeah,
in
that's right.
Bull Durham, the movie.
Yeah,
Hit the
yeah.
bull, win a steak dinner.
That's one of my favorites.
Oh, great movie.
So what's your go-to baseball movie?
Ooh, that's a good one. That Major League is my favorite.
Okay.
I got the.
Oh yeah,
I
you
got I had my
Wild
shirt
Thing.
on. I got the Wild Thing logo on my shirt. Wore that today, but that's my favorite just because of the comedy. But Moneyball was really good.
Moneyball.
Love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What was the one where Kevin Costner throws the perfect game?
Oh,
He's with the Detroit Tigers.
for the love of the game.
For the love of the game. That's
Yeah.
a great show too.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
And it's a good. If you're a pitcher, watch that movie,
Yeah.
right?
And then The Sandlot, of course.
Oh,
The
classic.
Sandlot is a classic that my whole family loves. We own it and we watch it, once or twice a year just for giggles because it's so good.
My fantasy rotisserie baseball team, his name is. You're killing me, Smalls.
Well, Hunter actually he has
Love
a
that.
tattoo on his arm, and it's a quote from The Sandlot.
From the Sandlot?
And it's hey, it's just baseball. Stop thinking and have fun, or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
And so that was his first tattoo, which my dad that's watching right now is still mad about. So just
Sorry, Grandpa.
yeah.
Kids these days,
Exactly.
As I pull out my tattoo.
Nobody got hurt. We're all good.
Grandpa, I've got one too. So there you go.
Nice. Yeah, right on.
But it's not a quote or anything.
Yes.
It's just a Celtic symbol for the Irish background.
So look who's up to bat
Yep.
with loaded bases.
Simon Baker. So he's had a home run, a bunt single. Well, what else can he do? Oh, he made a great catch out in center,
Yeah.
in
He's
right,
having a-
right center.
Yep. Let's see if he can get a hold of one here. That'd be nice.
It would be nice. That would kind of seal the deal. But he takes the
Oh,
walk
takes the
instead.
walk
They were
for
a little
the-
careful around him, I think.
Yeah.
But he still gets an RBI out of that.
Yep.
So now my go-to movie, and I do like The Sandlot. That's 1A.
Yep.
But 1 for me is The Natural.
Natural. Yeah, that's a good. You're right.
And the book is
Another
even
good-
better.
Yeah. I haven't read the book. Maybe I should do
The
that.
book
Yeah.
is even better. It's got a little different information,
Yep.
and it follows a little different path, but all the elements are still in there. So it's pretty cool to see a movie and then read the book. So usually I do the book first and then the movie, but I didn't even know the book was out there. And
Wow.
a friend of mine
I'm gonna have to
pointed
look
it
for
out.
that.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good.
Let's see if Tripp can. Ooh, good swing.
Yeah. Now if he has that same hit that he had to center field, and takes it over the Fortis Alberta sign, that's going into the slow pitch diamond there, I
Yes.
think. So bases loaded, 2 down. Gulls with a 7-0 lead over the visiting Swift Current 57s. First of 2 games here at Gulls Field. Tomorrow is our first afternoon game.
That's
I can't
right.
believe
yeah,
that.
that's right.
Just
Sundays, right?
I got to set my alarm.
Oh, did he hit that hard?
Tripp Ray sends right down the line, but home plate umpire
Yeah.
Levi Wagner is calling that foul, and that's the right call.
That was a rocket shot.
So, yeah, I got to set my alarm tomorrow around 12 and say, hey, baseball. because
Yeah.
I would be looking at the clock and say, Jim, you should be somewhere. Why do you get that feeling? Get off the golf course. But I haven't played in a week.
I haven't even been out this year yet.
Haven't
so
you?
Yeah, no, I know. That's bad, Shane.
One day.
I'll get out there.
Yes, you will. Oh, and a little check swing. Oopsie.
Well, that's okay.
To the right.
Kept him alive, so.
Tripp's just nodding his head. Yeah. I meant to do that. Although that was a little outside. I'm not sure why you wanted to do that, but 7-0 here at Gulls Field at Pagado Park. The count now full on the catcher, Tripp Ray. We are in the bottom of the 6th inning on a beautiful night in Sylvan Lake.
Yeah, it just turned out beautiful.
The clouds have just kind of stayed away. The heat has happened.
Good at bat.
Tripp Ray works it for an RBI. They all count, and the bases are still loaded. And that'll bring up Matt Brandt, who hit one to center field as well back in the 4th inning.
Hey, he hit a good one.
It was a rocket,
Yep.
but Jose Ayala.
Yeah, little wind held it up too, and
I got to think those two are brothers, Lewis the catcher and Jose the center fielder.
oh, you're probably right.
I think they are. I could be wrong. I'm not going to go out on a limb, and it wouldn't be the first time. Let me tell you.
No.
I've made a career of being wrong.
Well, you weren't a weatherman too, were you?
No,
Yeah, see?
I'm not that wrong.
That's very wrong. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I always bug guys like O'Connell.
Oh yes, 100%.
You know, it's just like, you still get paid? Like, come on. I mean, now being a weatherman in Ireland or Palm Springs, well, what's it going to do today? Well, it's going to be sunny.
It's gonna be hot.
And warm.
Yeah.
And then Ireland, well, it's going to be sunny and it might rain. And then it might be sunny again. And it might rain.
It's probably gonna rain.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I'm done for the day. See you in the golf course. What a great job, huh?
Yep.
It's like being a politician.
Oh,
You don't have to be right. You just have to be elected.
somebody thinks you're right, I guess.
Somebody thinks you're right. Well, it's usually just them. But, you know. This is lifted out into right field. It's drifting away from the right fielder into foul territory.
Yeah. Nice
A
effort.
good effort by Braxton Vale, but not enough on that foul ball by Matt Brandt.
All right, he's gonna straighten one out here. Let's see what happens.
You know, when these guys first showed up, I thought we were, am I at the baseball diamond or is this a basketball team?
They're a big team this year. Hunter, first thing he said to me, they tower over Maddie and me.
Well, most of the guys did. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he called it a strike. Struck him out.
Levi Wagner has got that delay of calling that third strike, and he's got caught a couple of times, and they're not
He's
trying to
hearing
show
it.
him up.
Yeah, he's hearing him.
Just make the call a little
Matt
quicker,
like,
I guess.
Exactly.
So anyway, that strikeout to end the inning. We are through 6.
I'm gonna head her, buddy.
You betcha.
It's
Thank
been
you,
a
Shane
pleasure
Jones.
being here. Yeah. Watch your hand. I know you got
I
the
got
sore
it.
hand.
A little dainty. It's like the
Anytime. It
Royal.
was great seeing you, and thanks
Yeah.
for having me up here. And I'm going to head to the ATM now to fund my son after all his strikeouts.
Yes, you are.
Thanks, Jim.
Well, good luck with that, Shane.
Thanks.
I think he checks too. All right, there we go. Shane Jones, our guest here, and his son Hunter is out of the game. Or is he? Wait a minute. No, that's not him going to first. Wait a minute. That's not him. Anyway, thank you very much, Shane. Much appreciated, buddy. You have a good night. We are going to take a little break here as Cam Diaz is on the mound and take over. Sorry, folks, just coming back here, and the Swift Current 57s just turned a double play as they got Rowan O'Connor and then Noah Connings on that play. So that's one way to help out your pitcher, right? Good job, Swift Current, turning the double here in the bottom of the 7th inning. That'll bring up Brooks Bachman, who's got an RBI. He's been on base a couple of times, scored a couple of runs. And we've got a little submariner going here too. I didn't catch the number, but we will. Looks like 14, Chase Cummins, but I'm guessing. And that's in the gap there by Bachman. Keeps the inning alive. And that is Chase Cummins on the mound for the Swift Current 57s. That'll bring up the second baseman, Jaden Flores, who has been on base 3 of his 4 at-bats and scored 2 runs as well. So the wealth is being spread around by the Sylvan Lake Gulls when it comes to at-bats and base running. And that's fouled out of play. 1-1 the count, 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 8-0 Sylvan Lake. They scored 1 in the first, 1 in the fourth, 4 in the fifth, and 2 in the 6th. And that's where we sit right now. Gulls leading this game, 8-0. And that misses down low on Flores. 2-1 the count now. My thanks to Shane Jones for coming in and providing some color and some hilarity, and $80 to his son for 8 strikeouts. Well done, Shane. And Shane's dad, Grandpa, thanks for tuning in. And this is in right field, and a great attempt by the right fielder, Braxton Vale, but not enough. And some heads up base running by Brooks Buchanan, or Jaden Flores, I should say. Both, well, actually both. Brooks Buchanan made it all the way to third, and Jaden Flores, while they were debating what was going on with the right fielder and the third baseman, he just says, I'm just going to take second because nobody was there. So some good heads up base running there by number 7, Jaden Flores. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Jimmy Pelche, who is 0 for 3 on the night with a walk. Oh, that off-speed kind of sidearm 64, and it just kind of, I don't know, it looks like it's floating, but 64 miles an hour, that's about my top end fastball when I have a hurricane behind me. So when I say floating in, it's as compared to 94, 95 that some of these guys could throw. And he ups it by 12 miles per hour on that one. Does Chase Cummins. So 2 down, runners on second and third. The Gulls looking to add to that 8-0 lead. But just tying him up is Chase Cummins. The 1-2 pitch, and that is sky high, and the shortstop, Rydell Adair, circles underneath it, makes the grab, and brings the inning to a close. So no runs, and a couple of hits there for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and Jaden Flores with one of them, and Brooks Bachman with the other. And we are headed to the top of the 8th inning, 8-0 Sylvan Lake. Welcome back to Gulls baseball here at Pagato Field. Jim Claggett here on FloCollege Sports, and thank you Shane Jones once again for filling in, and my partner Cale Clark, gallivanting at a wedding, as you should do at a wedding. Gallivanting is part of the reason to be there. Cam Diaz on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He took over from Hunter Jones, who had an excellent evening. 8 strikeouts, 2 base hits, did not give up a run. Simon Baker has himself a good night, a home run, a bunt single, and a pretty good catch out in right center field. So now I'm looking around and seeing who else has been good tonight. Well, Jaden Flores has been on base a few times. Brooks Bachman has been out there. Aiden Macaris. And Cam Diaz has come in and pitched quite well too. So, yeah, the Gulls seem to be coming together. Things are falling into place. Now, people are going to say, well, look at the competition, you know. But I don't think that matters anymore in this year of the WCBL. I think there's such a depth of talent in this league now. You just catch him, and Cam Diaz, he knew that was a strike before it was called a strike. But it was called a strike on David Jenks, and he sits down looking and going, what was that? I think that was about 92 miles per hour right on the corner is what that was. Well, that'll bring up the shortstop, Rydell Adair, who's 0 for 2 on the night. Lined out to short and grounded out to second in his 2 at-bats. That misses high for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch grounded down and foul, as Matt Brandt was there, but it just skipped foul down the right-hand line, the right field line, the first base line. That thing over there, Jim, that line over there towards first base. Yeah, that's what it's called. Can you tell this is the 5th game in a row? Sorry, folks. Just a little off tonight. Just a little. Not like most nights where I'm a lot off. Tonight I'm just a little off. And that's grounded down the third base line. There, I got it right. 1-2 the count on Rydell Adair, the number 9 hitter in the Swift Current lineup. The leadoff hitter, Silas Hilton, is on deck. And a nice pitch by Cam Diaz, 94 miles per hour. And back-to-back strikeouts for the young man from Texas. He's got kind of a funky wind-up there, too. Let's just kind of keep an eye on him when you watch him pitch here. You tell me if I'm crazy. Well, maybe I shouldn't open that door, right? Silas Hilton steps in now. 0 for 3 on the night. Well, no, 1 for 3. He did have a base hit first swing of the bat in the game, and he singled to left field. And the 57s have only amounted one more hit, or added one more hit since then. So a pretty good night by the Gulls pitching staff. Hunter Jones starting, and then Cam Diaz following through. And as you can see, that motion is kind of like a herky-jerky with the shoulders and with the left leg, and that, I think that might be a little distracting for a batter. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and that catches the outside corner. The off-speed pitch at 79. They count 1-2, so Diaz looking to strike out the side here. Hunter Jones did it in the second inning. Oh, and just outside as Trip Ray tried to frame that enough for home plate umpire Levi Wagner to ring up Silas Hilton. And he hangs in there long enough to foul that off-speed pitch off to against the screen. The count 2-2 with 2 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. 8-0 Sylvan Lake. And the payoff pitch here at 2-2, and he misses outside. So now the count is full on Hilton. Gus Cohen, the first baseman, is the batter on deck. Three and two the count on Hilton. And he hits this into shallow left field for a base hit. The third of the night for the 57s. A 2-out single for Hilton. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Gus Cohen, who is 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. Beautiful night out there for camping, swimming, boating, and of course, watching some baseball here at Gulls Field at Pagato Park. A few campfires going out there in the RV camping ground just beyond the outfield fence here at Sylvan Lake. It's just a great setup. You know, you got slow pitch diamonds over on one side, and you got the RV park over here. They got the splash park over on the other side. There's lots of things going on in this area. They've done a great job of developing. Congratulations to the town of Sylvan Lake and their foresight to do something here. And maybe there's more to add. But look at this. That's a great view. That kind of gives you an idea of what we get to look at when it isn't pouring rain. And that has happened, but you know what? We need the moisture. I know. 3 words that farmers love saying, as opposed to the ones they don't like hearing. Hi, I'm from the government. I'm here to help. 1-1 the count on Gus Cohen. With 2 down, Diaz delivers outside for a ball. He struck out the first 2 guys. He saw David Jinks and Rydell Adair. Gave up a base hit here to Silas Hilton. And now is in the count 2-2 with Gus Cohen. I'm thinking fastball here. 93 on the outside. And the count now full. And there is some action in the Gulls bullpen. I'm not sure who that might be. Oh, that is a young man that we're very familiar with by the name of Tyler Boudreau. But he might come in for the 9th inning, but Cam Diaz puts in 2 innings of work, and he has 3 strikeouts to his name and no runs and just the 1 base hit. So a good job by Diaz so far. Whether he comes out for the 9th, we're not sure, but we are through 7.5. Gulls with an 8-0 lead, and they are coming to bat. Number 24, Aiden Macaris, steps in here to face Chase Cummings here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Gulls with an 8-0 lead over Swift Current. So far, so good for the Gulls and their offense. And defensively, they've been solid tonight. Some really outstanding plays, some great catches, some heads-up base running. And there's that off-speed stuff that Shane Jones was talking about. He mentioned, how these guys, a lot of them can hit that 92 to 94, 95 fastball, but it's that off-speed stuff that just ties them right up. And that comes inside. The count 2-2. So there's a bunch of other games going on tonight, and when I get a moment, they're 2-2 is the count, as Aiden Macaris and home plate umpire Levi Wagner are getting on the same page as to what the count is. And that off-speed floater on the outside corner has Macaris swinging and sitting down with the strikeout. One down here in the bottom of the 8th. So games tonight, top of the 8th inning, Saskatoon Berries are in Medicine Hat. They leave the Mavericks 13-1. Saskatoon is by far the strongest team in the league right now, given their record and just how they put runs up. They seem to be in double digits all the time. Other games, well, right here it's 8-0 Sylvan Lake. Lethbridge Bulls in the bottom of the 7th have a 2-0 lead over the Brooks Bombers. The other game tonight is in the top of the 7th. The Okotoks Dogs hosting the Weyburn Beavers, and it's the Dogs with a 6-0 lead. And then the Moose Jaw Miller Express beat the Energy City Cactus Rats 4-1. And I just saw something today on social media regarding the Energy City Cactus Rats, and I may be incorrect. I mean, okay, it's social media, and it could be incorrect. But the second week in July is when the Cactus Rats will open their facility. They will have a home game at their new facility up in Spruce Grove. I'm going to have to do some checking on that now. That's on the outside corner. Simon Baker asking where was that, and Levi Wagner probably told him where it was. So the count is full on the young man with a home run and a beautiful bunt single and a great catch out in right center this evening. So he's done showing all the tools. He hasn't got on the mound yet, but he strikes out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Chase Cummins, who's come in here and done a pretty good job for Swift Current. That'll bring up the catcher, Trip Ray, who's hit the ball hard a couple of times. But he's done a really good job behind the plate, handling Hunter Jones for 6 innings and Cam Diaz for another 2. And I think he might get Ty Boudreau for the 9th inning. So 2 solid innings from Diaz, 6 great innings there by Hunter Jones. And, well, we know what we can expect from Mr. Boudreau. He probably has it in his head again that he wants to pop around 3 digits on that radar gun. I think that's his goal for the year. Hopefully he doesn't do anything nasty to his arm trying to reach that, but you got to have goals, right? Two and 1 to count on Trip Ray, and he waits on that off-speed pitch. But David Jinks comes over from second base and makes the catch and brings the inning to the close. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Chase Cummings and the Swift Current 57s. We are through 8 complete, 8-0 Sylvan Lake, and the 57s coming to bat. Well, there's the young man from Sylvan Lake, Alberta, or at least he calls Sylvan Lake home. His parents do. They moved from Calgary to here. That's how much they embrace this community, because this community embraced this young man on the mound, Tyler Boudreau, pitching down in Texas Tech for the Red Raiders, and now he's up here pitching for us in the 9th inning. And he starts things off with Wilmer Enriquez with a strike. Bottom of the 9th, Gulls 3 outs away from their 5th win in a row on this 6-game homestand. These two teams will go back at it again tomorrow afternoon, folks. Yes, we do have an afternoon game. It's been a while. And a lot of zeros up on that board for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. No runs on 3 hits for the Miller Express, the 57s. And 8 runs on 8 hits for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And 95 miles an hour. Thank you for coming out. As Ty Boudreau rears back, it gives him a little taste of that. That'll bring up the center fielder, Jose Ayala, who's been an outstanding defensive player tonight. He's 0 for 3 with the bat, but my goodness, this young man has got a set of wheels and a glove. He's made 2 spectacular catches, and I guess he must have heard me, because now he just rips a ball out into the left field line and gets himself a base hit. So he goes, hey, I'm not just a pretty glove. Braxton Vale, the right fielder, steps in now. He'll face Ty Boudreau. So a possible double play for the Gulls. As the first pitch in there is called strike on Braxton Vale. He fouls this back. 0-2 the count now. And the crowd enjoying an evening of baseball. Probably a nice cold beverage, adult or otherwise. And the weather has been perfect. Nobody's got rained on. Maybe we've turned the corner. We're finally into summer. Although some people think it is. It's not summer until it's sometime in July. And a good play there by Trip Ray as he scoops that. Wow, that one bouncer from Ty Boudreau. Base runner over at first in Jose Ayala. And another strikeout for Ty Boudreau. 96 this time. So he's just nodding his head. Yep, 96. Yep. Okay, that felt good. That'll bring up the designated hitter, Casey Prychuk. So with 2 down, the base runner over at first. This is the last possible attempt at a rally here, unlikely as it might be. But we are down, or the 57s are down to their last out here. And that is the designated hitter, Casey Prychuk. And Ty Boudreau ties him up in a knot. Yeah, the fans are having a good time tonight. I can tell by the way they're yelling. Still in the bottom or top of the 9th inning with an 8-0 game, and they're still yelling and cheering and buzzing. 2-1 the count on Casey Prychuk with 2 down, and Ty Boudreau on the mound for the Gulls, trying to shut the door here on Swift Current. He's got the count even at 2s. So now the clap will start. Not yet, folks. No, not yet. Okay. The players have got it going. The fans have got it going. The count is 2-2 with 2 out. An 8-0 Gulls lead. Ty Boudreau winds up, delivers, and a swing and a miss. Right on cue. Striking up the side is Ty Boudreau and preserving the 8-0 win for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. A great job all around by the Gulls players tonight. You got a bit of offense from just about everybody. Some solid pitching by Hunter Jones, Cameron Diaz, and Ty Boudreau. That's not a bad lineup to throw at any team in the WCBL right there, those 3 pitchers. So we will soon turn it down to our on-field reporter, the intrepid Jared Waldo, as he will have the boy, the man, the myth, the legend, the player of the game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls tonight. And, well, I mean, I had a chance to go in a different direction, but I did not. So there you go, folks. I'm not giving you any hints, but let's put it this way. It's this guy that's on the screen right now. And not because his parents are here, but we'll turn it over to Wally.
Of the game tonight, here's Jared Waldo.
Thank you very much, Joe. Tonight's EG Auctions player of the game. Tonight's starting pitcher, number 32, Hunter Jones. Hunter, great game tonight, great start. You guys have been on a roll lately. Just talk about the performance of the team.
Absolutely, you guys are on the roll. I mean, the bats are clicking. When I was on the broadcast, I told everybody that it's going to click and we're going to start winning some games, and I think we're on a roll now, so hopefully we can keep it going to the end of the home stretch.
Yeah, and you've been part of this organization for a while. You're what we call one of the OGs, the original Gulls. You've been around, you've seen this team grow, you've been part of some great organizations, but you're right, it seems like right now this team is hitting its stride. What do you attribute that to? Yeah, I know, I put you on the spot.
That's a good question. I mean, I guess after the road trip, the guys just decided, like, hey, something's got to change, and I think it changed for the better, and the guys are doing their job now.
All right, now I got to ask you a question because I've been privy to some information. So I heard that you might have had a bit of a wager with your father tonight. Is there any truth to the rumor that maybe there was a wager on the amount of strikeouts tonight?
Yeah, he bet me $10 per strikeout, so that's $80 in my pocket.
Mr. Jones, you owe this young man $80. Hunter Jones, congratulations on the win. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Your EG Auctions player of the game, Hunter Jones. $80 richer. Some things never change with our parents. We wouldn't change a thing. All right, it is time for the Equus running of the bases on a Saturday night.
Well, there you go. Hunter Jones, the player of the game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And like you said, he's got $80 in his pocket. So he's a happy man, but more happier, I'm sure, with the W for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. That's 5 in a row for Sylvan Lake. And they will go at it again tomorrow afternoon against this Swift Current team. And I'm expecting a little more of an effort from Swift Current. Not that they weren't trying tonight, but they were just overwhelmed by Hunter Jones and his pitching, Cam Diaz and Ty Boudreau. Those are 3 guys that know how to throw the rock, as they say. And well, maybe they don't say it, I just said it. So, but anyway, a great performance by not only the pitchers but the batters tonight. A couple of nice home run there. Simon Baker, one bounce off the top of the fence there. It's been a good night for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and like Hunter said, it's time these guys got it together, and they seem to have found a way to get it together. Well, that's good for us tonight. We'll be back at it tomorrow. I should have somebody standing here with me, unless he got married and eloped or something. But he has had a wedding, Cale Clark, so I'm sure he's going to be here, and so will I, and I hope you are as well. Thanks for joining us. Have yourself a good night.